Do you ever have a shirt that you think makes you look fat, then you just realize that you're fucking fat? That's how this shirt makes me feel. But anyways, the question today is, well, this is the fourth question I've asked, but the question you're gonna hear the answer to right now is, why do they allow straps on axle? What's the point? I thought it's to test your grip. How's it any different than a normal deadlift? Well, that's the voice for the internet I have in my head, and that's how I read it whenever I hear anyone say that question. And not to mock you, which I am, but it is a legitimate question, because if you haven't been around for a while, that's a legitimate question. What's the point of straps on an axle in a contest? First off, if you see someone post a video on social medias of them using straps on an axle, take into account that they might be training for a contest that allows straps on an axle. A lot of us are not lifting for the internet. I mean, that's why I wake up and do my hair in the morning. But I lift for, well, mostly the internet, but actually also to maybe place well in a competition, fill the void inside my soul. But anyways, I will break down what the possible reasons could be to allow straps on an axle, and why it's still a harder lift to do an axle deadlift with straps instead of a conventional deadlift. Alright, first off, heavy no strap axle deadlifts with a over-under grip, because if you do double over, you're not going to be able to do that much weight unless your name's Mike Burke, Mark Felix, or O'Haugen, or a couple other grip guys. So if using a mixed grip and lifting an axle, it's very prone to bicep tears. And of course people say, learn how to lift, but when we're talking about contests, being safe goes out the window a lot. And what happens is that most bicep tears occur when you're trying to lift something, your grip on it slips and then catches. So if your grip starts to slip when lifting an axle, you're automatically going to move your arm to be more tucked under it, so, to be more bent, to keep holding on. And it's putting yourself in that, very prone to injury position. And it pops up and you get a nice Kimbo slice peak where it's like way up here. So the main reasoning why some promoters allow straps on an axle is because it was resulting in a lot of injuries. And you'll say, well, injuries are a part of the sport of strongman. Yes, but it's better to not tear your bicep if possible. If a couple, some nylon straps can help prevent it. For a hobby. Let's remember this is a hobby. Oh, and even at World's Strongest Man, they lift an axle deadlift and they wear straps, so get over yourself. Now I will tell you why an axle deadlift is still harder than a regular deadlift, even if you've taken the whole point out of it by allowing straps. It is 2 inches thick, right? So it's harder to grip. Well, not with straps. Well, yeah, it is. Unless you're using like some sort of figure eight or WOW straps available at sterlingstrongman.com/shop. You still have to grip that axle to hold the straps in place. There's also no knurling on the bar, so there's nothing for the webbing of the straps to catch and hold on to, so it'll unravel. This happened to me. I missed. I kept dropping everything because I have these tiny little baby hands, and I couldn't hold on to an axle even with straps. Because, yeah, whatever, I suck. Okay. So it's still harder to grip, even with straps. Some people say I'm wrong. You probably have big hands. Okay. Or I have a shitty grip. Fine. Well, this is my video. Make your own. Why else is that a problem? There's wind. My camera's going to fall over. It also is, since it's 2 inches since it's 2 inches in diameter, it puts the bar further out away from you. You can't keep your hands as close to your body as you can. And if anyone has ever pulled a deadlift and someone went, you know, they remark that the bar got out in front of them, that usually means it was harder. So that will make deadlifting an axle harder, because it is putting your body in a worse position and putting the weight and the bar further out in front of you, away from your body. Also, it's going to make it a slight deficit, because it's an inch in diameter bigger than a standard bar. You're actually pulling from a half-inch deficit. Think about it. That's science. Another reason is the bar doesn't flex at all. Personally, for me, I get a lot of weight out of using a deadlift bar. A deadlift bar is longer and whips more, or it bends as you pick it up, so you're not lifting the entire weight right off the floor. It's kind of giving and giving, so you can generate that speed while you're just pulling part of the weight. And especially if the plates are you're using like bumper plates, so they're placed out far. Or you can see like the Hummer tire deadlift at the Arnold. As you pull like the inside tires, and then the second set of tires, and then eventually by the end you pull all the tires off the ground, so you aren't lifting the entire weight, and that allows you to generate speed to blast through once you get the entire weight off the ground. And these are like tiny little things, but it matters. Like I think I get about 40 to 60 pounds out of a deadlift bar, or at least I did when I was able to deadlift without breaking my back. And an axle is just a piece of metal, so it doesn't bend at all. So you're going to lift the entire weight off of the floor, which makes it harder. And the real reason is it's strongman, and we try to make everything look harder than it really is. So it's all for show.